Hello, friends. Reverend Beth Simmons here with a midweek moment, which hasn't happened in a couple weeks. Just been a little busy since before Easter, and then I was on for a week vacation, but I am back, and I want to talk to you about church people. When I was considering a call to ministry, when I was discerning what I felt like God was leading me to, my response to God initially was, I'm not the minister type. Now, this was in my early to mid 20s, and I was a fairly typical early to mid 20s kind of gal. Just finishing up and just out of college. I had, still have, I guess, some small tattoos, a couple piercings. I liked to go clubbing because that's what you did in the early 2000s. Maybe young people still do that. I don't know, and that makes me sound really old. But anyway, not what I imagined a minister to be like. I swore. I listened to all kinds of different music. I didn't pray regularly. Half the time I didn't go to church regularly. And I just felt like you needed to be different than that to be a minister. And I was recently thinking about the absence of a lot of people in church communities. And I wondered, what do people think church people are like? Right? Like, how many people, I wonder, might be curious about church or have a personal spiritual practice or devotion or questions of faith, or maybe grew up in one practice, faith tradition, denomination, and have heard of others that might fit their values more and still say, yeah, I'm not really a church person. Are you like that? I mean, I if I weren't my profession, I might have the same stereotype also. What is a church person? So in my head, if someone said, okay, tell me what a church person is like, a stereotype of a church person, I would think straight, probably dressed really nicely. Now, depending on sort of cultural background, that might vary. So in your more northeastern white mainline congregations, that's like, khakis and a polo or a button down shirt, maybe even a sport coat for guys. And again, it's super gendered, but I'm just saying. And then like nice slacks, or especially particularly a skirt or a dress for the women, girls. So very conforming to gender norms, and very business casual or higher set of dress standards. And and again, and for like church in the black tradition, that dress standard is going to be a lot higher than that. And for other more free church traditions, it might drop down slightly, but in general, we dress nicely. We're clean cut. So even if you have a little facial hair, for people with facial hair, it's very nicely trimmed. You don't have scraggliness. There's not like, little mustache. It's nice, or it's nothing there. We have nice short cropped hair or long hair. For the ladies, again, very along gender norms. We're well educated. We are pious and devout. In other words, we regularly read the Bible. We regularly pray. We regularly have conversations about God and Jesus. And if I start waving my hand around, it might be enthusiasm, or it might be the fact that black flies have descended. and are swarming. Hopefully this nice breeze, you'll hear my little wind chimes kick in. What else? We don't swear. Very often we don't drink. Of course, maybe your stereotype of church people is that we love communion because it has wine, but again, sort of Northeast main line, not so much because very often we don't. We have grape juice. So we don't swear, we don't drink, we're very pious, we're clean cut, we don't get angry when we drive, we talk gently to our children at all times, we are always out doing good things. You know, we're the goody two shoes do-gooders of the world. We like to sing. We only listen to Christian music or, you know, none of the secular things. We bake a good we make a good casserole, bake a good banana bread. Church people. When I was interviewing for my first church position out of seminary, I made sure that I wore long sleeves because on one of my wrists I have a tattoo, and I, you know, wore closed-toed shoes because I have a tattoo on my foot and one of my ankles. I wore pants. I did not show off my tattoo for, I don't know, probably a year or two. And now I laugh. I think it's kind of hilarious. But maybe that's another thing. Church people don't have tattoos or piercings. We don't live with people before we're married to them. We don't have sex. I mean, really at all, except to procreate. So if you're out of the childbearing years or they're not interested in that, there's no sex happening. We're even-tempered. I mean, all these things, right? And again, I have had these stereotypes also. But the truth is, that is not what church people are like, or should be. A church should be a place that welcomes you as you are, which doesn't require you to hide your tattoos, or your piercings, or your partners, or your gender identity, your pronouns, your sexuality, your income, or lack thereof, your education, or lack thereof. Your salty mouth. Maybe not in the sanctuary so much, but I have totally sworn in the sanctuary, and I will bet most of the clergy I know also have. Some of us have saltier mouths than others. Some have even dared to be salty in sermons. I haven't really gotten that far yet, but that's just me. We listen to all kinds of music. In fact, very few of my colleagues, I think, listen to any kind of contemporary Christian music. Maybe some of them do. You know, we are gay, we are straight, we are bi, we are trans, we are non-binary, we are gender non-conforming, we are old, we are young. That's the other thing. Age. People think like churches are full of old people, which, okay, that might be a little bit true. But not for lack of trying on our part. And not for lack of welcome. And, you know, not because you have to be over 60 to go to church. There's no such thing as church people. Except maybe church people are people who are seeking something more than the world has to offer. Who are seeking not only a relationship with the divine, because honestly a lot of that can happen in personal devotion or personal practice, but a relationship with other people who are also seeking a relationship with the divine, and a accountability and a conversation, not only with other church people, but with the texts and with sermons and with the music and sort of all those things blended together. Church people are looking for more ways to do ministry than just standing in a pulpit. You can see the flies on the screen. and just volunteerism. They're looking for something deeper, or they're curious, or they're finding something familiar that was lost to them, or they're seeking community. You have a lot of lonely people. Church people are looking to not be lonely. Or they're looking to be inspired or to be challenged. They don't all wear khakis. And they don't all pray. And they don't always talk about Jesus or God, or even feel comfortable talking about Jesus and God and stuff like that. And they swear. And they drink, and some drink too much or have other addictions. Some are in recovery, some are not. Some have ideal, wonderful families and relationships, and some are estranged from family members, or are in situations of abuse or have left situations of abuse. We are not perfect. We are not goody-goodies. We are flawed, multifaceted people. Oh my gosh, seriously, the black flies. Anyway, this is getting long anyway, and the black flies are just swarming me. So I'm going to just leave it at that. And if you feel like throwing in the comment what you think, what you imagine a stereotype of a church person would be, and what you have known to be true, or what you wish church people were like, drop it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe and help boost our church's voice out in the world, because we've got something good going on here and we want to share it. Whether you're here in New Hampshire and can join us in person, or you are somewhere else and only get to interact with us online. We love you and we care about you, and we want to hear from you and interact with you and be in this seeker community journey together. Have a wonderful rest of your weeks, folks. And if you are in Southern New Hampshire, get a head net. It's time to get the head nets out. I love you. Bye.